point.
I decide to take Dick's advice. I head back south following the Mississippi to investigate another pyramid, this one in Louisiana. For the final approach, I decide to arrive the same way many Native Americans would have, by canoe.
For thousands of years, the pyramid builders used rivers and streams like this one as their principal mode of transportation. Paddling their canoes, they traveled up and down the Mississippi River, trading along the way with other native cultures.
I've asked archaeologist T.R. Kidder of Washington University in St. Louis to meet me at the water's edge. He says he can show me America's oldest pyramid.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. There you go. Welcome
Nice to meet
Poverty Point. There you go.
I'll take that. So, would this place have looked like this when the natives were trading here?
Yes, it really probably would have looked a lot like this. I think most of this dead vegetation would have probably been gone, used for wood, firewood, things like that.
Sure.
But basically, yeah, it looks pretty much the same, I think.
Nice. It's thick.
It is. It's very thick, and that means that you're going to have to use the machete to get up.
Oh, we're bushwhacking, huh?
There we go. We're on our way.
Okay.
So you ready? We'll head on that way.
Cool.
Poverty Point was built above the floodplain on a natural 50-foot embankment above a tributary of the Mississippi River. I'm following in the same footsteps a trader would have, trying to avoid the alligators, cottonmouth snakes, and other potentially deadly creatures.
Oh, watch out. Right here, there's a whole mess of fire ants.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to move quickly through that spot.
It's going to get easier, I promise.
I don't doubt it. Fire ants, poison ivy, brambles. It's fun.
Tiny fire ants typically are not one of my worries, but just 30 seconds after I'm stung, I have a severe allergic reaction. An intense rash covers my body. My face swells. I give myself a shot of adrenaline to help relieve the symptoms. Instead, my condition worsens. I'm now wheezing. I have chest pains. I decide to stop my journey and race to the hospital. I need more serious medical attention to stop the toxins from ending my journey permanently. I'm in a hospital in Louisiana being treated for a severe reaction to a massive fire ant attack.
8 years.
In the field, I had difficulty breathing, nausea, and a full-body rash.
Chest pain's coming back again. Yeah.
Luckily, I had my emergency med kit with me and gave myself epinephrine and antihistamines within minutes.
It looks so good, but it was much worse before.
But it wasn't enough to reverse the reaction, so I rushed to the hospital. 4 hours after the bite, my symptoms have calmed and I'm feeling much better.
How you feeling?
According to Dr. Tucker, my quick treatment in the field saved my life.
Your reaction was really serious. It's a severe reaction. And if you hadn't taken the epinephrine in the field, yeah, you could have died from it.
Die?
Wow.
An anaphylactic shock like mine can kill in just minutes. The meds I took in the field gave me the time I needed to get to the hospital. Most people don't make it. That night, I have to stay in the hospital for observation. By morning, I'm feeling better, ready to continue my journey.
Got a clean bill of health and I'm good to go back. So now it's just a matter of finding TR and picking things up where we left off. Thanks again, everyone.
Where we left off, I was searching for when the Native Americans began building large earthen structures along the Mississippi. I traveled to Wisconsin to investigate what some claim is the oldest pyramid in America, but I found no decisive evidence. I'm now in Louisiana, meeting with archaeologist T.R. Kidder, who says he can show me America's undisputed, oldest and largest pyramid.
Maybe this is kind of a mecca.
He tells me Poverty Point was constructed by Native Americans in 1700 BC.
How many people lived here?
We don't know exactly, but probably 1,000 to 3,000 permanent residents.
Pretty big.
Yeah, at that time it was the biggest site in all of North America and possibly the biggest site in all of the Americas.
Wow. That's impressive.
I think so. I think it's probably the first American civilization when you think about it. These people had monumental architecture, they had trade and exchange, complex political organization, all the kinds of things that we think of with sort of civilized society except for writing.
Did they create objects or artifacts that archaeologists have found here?
Yeah, there are lots of them, and I've got some that I can show you in a little while when we get up to the mound.
That'd be great.
TR takes me to the largest mound, reaching over 70 feet high.
It's a big mound.
Yeah, it is. It's probably the second or third largest mound in all of North America.
At the top, TR shows me artifacts they found at the site. Many different arrow points and shards of pottery from places as far north as Wisconsin.
So how far did this travel?
I'm going to say about 200, 250 miles.
Long ways. Okay.
This one is from either Illinois or possibly Indiana, so maybe about 300, 350 miles.
Wow.
350
Evidence like this proves this was the hub of a major trade network.
of some sort.
Yeah.
TR tells me this was the first large Native American mound building community.
To get all the way down.
Having now seen 2 earthen mounds, I asked TR how the natives actually built these massive structures.
Well, we think that they're probably doing it in several different ways. One is they're using things like digging sticks. They didn't have a lot of stone, remember, so that they're probably using wooden tools to dig the earth out. And then what they're doing is they're probably piling it together in baskets like this and hide containers. And so what you do is you carry it in, you dump it over.
TR estimates the natives built this pyramid with 20 million 50-pound baskets of dirt, carried and dumped by hand.
Wow. That's a lot of work.
It's an incredible amount of work.
So you haven't actually tried to build a mound from scratch?
No, I've never done that.
Well, I got an idea. I'm going to use a little modern technology to see what it'd be like to make a mound.
To give me a sense of what moving tons of dirt actually involves, I decide to build my own earthen pyramid. But instead of one basket at a time, I'm going to use today's technology. The man in charge of these machines is Charles Poole, and he's happy to help me on my quest.
So if I want to build a mound right here in the middle, that's the machine I'd want to use?
That's the machine you'd use modern days, yes.
And it's okay with you if I do it?
Yes.
And I can drive?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you load me up?
All right, here's your hard hat,
Okay.
your safety vest,
Okay.
and a little communication.
Great. Man, that thing is huge. Let me see. Get this thing on. Look at this wheel. Huge. It's this big. Let's see how it goes.
Charles has given me the keys to a 32-ton, 485-horsepower Tonka toy, one huge earth-moving machine. Within seconds, I'm learning how to fill the pan and back.
Just filling it up.
The machine literally scrapes dirt off the ground, which I trap using the pan's lip.
Open your lip all the way up so the dirt can come out.
To dump the dirt, I push the back of the pan forward. This is called crowding.
That's good. Now hit your crowd, Josh. Crowd it out. Crowd the dirt out, man.
Drop my load.
One pan load drops over 31 cubic yards of earth.
Lower your pan.
To a mound builder, that would be close to 1,800 50-pound baskets of dirt. It takes a while, but gradually, the mound begins to take shape.
So I'm taking a break and letting the pros do it. But let me tell you what it feels like when you're in there. You've got this huge machine, just this massive machine and this tremendous load of dirt. While you're trying to empty it, you've got to be careful of how that load is managed. If you push it out too fast, you'll get stuck. Too slow, and it drags out too long. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. These guys impress me. What also impresses me is just how quickly this works. The mound builders had nothing going on like this. It was one basket at a time. But my goal here is to see how quickly we can move massive amounts of earth to make our own mound.
We don't finish until after dark. It's amazing to think, after all this work, using today's largest machinery, we didn't even come close to the achievements of the mound builders.
Well, you weren't kidding. We ran out of light. But that was great.
Yes.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Man, this thing moves a lot of earth.
Yes, now I guess we can appreciate what the Indians did back years ago trying to build their mounds, huh?
Just how hard it is. I mean, how big is this mound? How tall is it, do you think?
10 foot tall and probably 100 foot long.
For the natives to have built a mound this large, it would have taken over 85,000 baskets of dirt. To build a 70-foot tall mound like Poverty Point with these machines, Charles estimates it would have taken almost a month.
This definitely gives me a sense of just how much work went into building these mounds.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
In 1539, the Spanish conquistadors' attempt to colonize America failed. I'm on a quest to find out why. I've been told the answers lie in the Native American mounds near the Mississippi River. During my investigation, I found the Native American mound-building culture began 3,000 years before the arrival of the Spanish. Eventually, they evolved into a large and powerful empire archaeologists today call the Mississippians. My goal now is to learn why the mounds were built and how they relate to the Spanish. The answer may be at the capital of the Mississippian Empire, Cahokia, near St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Cahokia. It was the New York